We are MakilalaTV, the first Filipino-American TV talk show in the New York metro area. Get to know us as we talk to the community leaders, innovators, advocates, and emerging artists who affect Filipino-American life.
My first introduction to Hilot, an ancient Filipino art of healing, was in my own home in Long Island. My parents and grandma would deep massage my arms and roll my fingers in a circular motion and then pull hard, and I would then do it back to them, not knowing that it has been a practice that has been passed down from generation to generation. Today, the practice has spread from the deep rural areas of the Philippines to the hands of Filipino novices and professionals in the healing arts community, across the world, and somehow in my living room in Long Island. Growing up, I have been also told to stay away from tarot reading. But today, I'm excited to hear more about the world of oracle reading and the diverse ways of healing. I, Rachelle Ocampo, am joined with my co-hosts Jen Fuhrer and Cristina Pastor to learn more about the healing arts, Hilot, and tarot reading. Firstly, we welcome Shaina Rae, who is a singer-songwriter and intuitive tarot card reader. She is based in New York City and continues her music and ability to read and transmute energy to encourage others to speak their truth and follow their life's purpose. She is also in the early stages of forming a collective of Philam healers and artists called Walang Hiya. We are also happy to have Grace Sunga Asagra Stanley, who is a parabulong manggagamot raised in Indigenous healing arts in the Philippines. And she's the author of the book, The Healing Dance, a fusion of massage and Asian healing arts. As a registered nurse since 1978, she has a successful integrative holistic quantum nutrition health coaching practice for detoxification from traumas contributing to chronic health challenges such as irritable bowel syndrome, recurrence of urinary tract infections, poor sleep patterns, chronic pain from arthritis, and more. An energetic and motivated grandmother of a 4-year-old grandson and a 2-year-old granddaughter, she is a role model for women over 60 years old, free from overwhelming doctor's visits and a long list of medications. Grace brings out the best in her clients' ability to be healthy, happy, and successful. So my first question to you, Shaina, is how did you get into the world of healing arts?
I had just graduated college. I think this was 2016, and I was extremely depressed, had crazy anxiety because I just wasn't doing what I intended to do. So I was watching YouTube videos obsessively of tarot card readers. And after a couple months of doing that nonstop, I picked up a deck of my own and started reading for myself and for other friends, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh my God, this is crazy. Why are you reading my life to filth right now?"
Wow.
And I had always thought that this was just, a mainstream thing, and come to find out, this is something that a divination tool that our ancestors have used for many, many years, alongside, tea leaf reading or reading the images from water. So yeah, very excited to be here.
Have you always been intuitive as a person?
Yeah, I've always been intuitive. There were moments where I've kind of doubted my intuition, and that kind of scorned me. But now that I'm aware of intention and intuition, I always encourage my clients to really just go for it and trust their gut.
Yeah, I feel like we all have that. I don't know. They always call it like women's intuition, and I feel like it is true. I do have that sense of like a vibe surrounding someone, and you can just tell that they have like positive vibes or just good intentions.
Right.
And Grace, how about you? How did you get into this world of healing arts?
Well, I was already raised in such healing art. So, which means that whenever we are sick at home, so our first go-to person would be my mother or my grandmother, and then the aunties and the rest of the family. So, with that
They are
said,
Hilots.
they're already,
Hilots, okay.
yeah. They weren't doing it primarily as a means of living, but in a family where I grew up in Legazpi City, in Bicol region, as if almost every family has someone who knows the art of healing.
Oh, my mom is also from Bicol. Maybe
See?
we're both, and maybe that's why she tried to teach you how to be
Correct,
Hilot. But
right.
I didn't know that Hilot was a practice. I thought Hilot was like the Tagalog translation of massage. So I just thought all massage was Hilot. So
That
what
also,
makes Hilot
that,
Hilot?
That also. So I always say that Hilot can be a noun, a verb, but it's more than the title of the person. It really encompasses about us healing art that is indigenous to us. So the actual manipulation that you learn is just one of them.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
One
A
of
friend of
them.
mine
Oh,
said
okay.
that there are some parts of your hand, let's say if you have a headache, instead of taking Advil or things like that you
Like
just
pressure
touch
points,
it,
yeah.
and then the headache will go away.
It works. I do it all the time, but I feel like it's not just like a Filipino practice. I also, like in the Asian culture, they rely a lot on pressure points.
Correct. So you travel all over the world, especially in third world countries or developing countries, and there you are. So that's what I do when I travel. I try to experience what's offered in that local community.
How is the Hilot different from a chiropractor or a spa massage or other kinds of massage?
In the in the spa massage, usually it's kind of designed already to make it more comfortable, for just a lot of relaxation. And I don't know what the intention would be, but I will assume that it's relaxation. Where in the Hilot, usually the intention is to get some kind of healing and a cure for certain disease. And for the chiropractor, some of the chiropractors I know are just limited to doing the bone and muscular manipulation, and they do a lot of pressure points, trigger points, maybe rotation. But in the Hilot, now the Hilot comes into play of how you use the herbs, how you use prayers, how you use songs. And there's always, especially those trained from the old days, there's always a combination of the rituals. However, lately, there's already chiropractors who are expanding their practice and knowledge and belief into honoring about nutrition.
And
So the
herbal
Hilot,
medicine.
correct. So the Hilot, every Hilot tends to know about herbal medicine, tends to know about prayers and
goes hand in
rituals.
hand.
Do they also
Exactly.
know,
Right.
not to sound condescending, but do the Hilot, traditional Hilot, do they also know the body, the structure of the body?
You'll be surprised how much they know. Filipino Hilots are well known to help people who, especially women, who wants to get pregnant. And there are really people have approached or gone to the Philippines just for that reason.
Interesting.
So,
Talking about, pregnancy and psychic, segue to this one. Is tarot reading and psychic the same?
Okay, so my personal opinion is that we all have psychic abilities. It's just a matter of tapping into it. I know we were talking about that earlier. Tarot reading is just a divination tool that helps you tap into your psychic ability and your intuition.
Can that be scary? Like
It-
you could tell something that I don't want to hear. Can you?
It's not so much something that you don't want to hear, or maybe it's something that you already know and that you don't want to shine light on that issue. For example, a lot of my clients who will approach me with certain boyfriend issues, just the plainest example, is my boyfriend cheating on me? I feel like I'm too attached to my boyfriend, or something along those lines. The tarot cards will show that to you. It's just kind of a reiteration of something that you already know that maybe you need the confirmation of.
Could that be wrong though? Could be like maybe you're thinking about it and you're getting the vibes from the client, or I don't know what you call it, call the person, but then that's not really what maybe the husband maybe
the
it's not
other
really
person
cheating.
is doing. So the thing with tarot is, I like to tell people that it doesn't have to be super specific. Like there's no way that the cards are actually gonna plainly tell me your man is cheating on you. It may say that there is some external energy that's toying around with your relationship, or I can get that intuitively. But it's more of a general sense, and I don't really like to use my tarot card reading for, to try to get into the gossip and the background story, but more so just like, what does your subconscious need to know?
I never associated tarot with healing. I've associated tarot with telling the future.
Yeah.
So how does tarot help with healing?
Well, for me personally, tarot has shown me a lot of things that I didn't want to see. Like I was telling you, I was really attached to somebody who was very unhealthy for me. Some like to call them a karmic partner. And the tarot cards would continuously show, for example, the devil card or the death card. But I was still trying to make things work with this person.
This is emotional healing that you're talking about,
this
right?
is emotional
Not
healing.
physical.
No,
anatomic.
not physical healing. Even psychological healing could just show you what your subconscious and your higher self really need you to know at that given phase in your life.
So how do you deal with that?
How do I deal with
that toxic person in your life? If you don't mind me asking.
Right. I mean, there's still free will, right? So even if I'm telling you, maybe this person's not the best for you, you still have the free will to decide, well, even if they're not the best for me, I'm still going to stick around with that person. Ultimately, it's going to be a practice of you wanting what is best for you, and practicing self-love always.
So in terms of feeling torn, I know that you practice also as a registered nurse. Is there anything that is actually that clashes between what you've learned as a registered nurse and what you practice as a healer?
Well, there will always be a conflict because, I'm, as an Indigenous healer from Philippine healing arts, I'm coming from that mindset most of the time. But at the same time, since I really like to be able to help others in any way or form, so I got trained as a nurse. Now that's coming from the traditional Western medicine.
Yes.
However, that's where now the Indigenous healing arts wisdom comes into play. So and back to the tarot, the connection with that is once you know your truth, once you know yourself, you will know how to play with what's offered to you.
Oh, so I'm curious. Was there ever a time when you saw a sick person and you wanted to prescribe traditional healing, Indigenous healing, versus medicine, traditional Western medicine, and what did you eventually come up with?
I'm glad you asked, because I have 20 years in critical care. But that's not really a problem. Again, once you know what you have, you will be able to. It's like a dance. So, since I try to really listen to what the family, because the patients in ICU, they're very sick. But most of the time, they can't talk to you. But the family, if I listen to what they want in healing, you have to be present to what the other person intention is. So then you support that intention.
You say the other person, the one who's actually sick, or the family members?
Well, both, because the family, sometimes you connect, it's complicated, health and illness and disease and healing can be multidimensional. So when you listen to that, but the key is being present. Listen to what the person has for you, asking from you, then you offer what you have. Now, since they come to you first as a nurse, so I offer what they believe in that. Now, many times when it doesn't work anymore, that's when we suggest another mode of healing.
Is it the same as
Yeah.
faith healers?
Well, no,
Hilot healing
no,
is the same as faith healing?
but healing and health is the true healing comprises of mind, body, and spirit. That's when the faith comes in. You know, so
Because when I was 13 or 10, between that age, my father was diagnosed with cancer, and then he was given like lung cancer. It was a few months to live, and then they exhausted all the medical things, and they went to different faith healers, and then he turned around and he was fine.
Wow.
Like it was like miraculous. So is it?
He didn't have cancer after all?
No, he didn't.
Oh,
it felt like
wow.
it was a big mistake, and all of a sudden it was gone. But like when my mom was so upset because he has all these 6 kids, what is she gonna do? But they ended up going to different faith healers in the Philippines, like far different places. So I don't know, faith healing and Hilot healing, are they synonymous or?
I think it's important that you believe in the person, right?
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing. It's
In
important that you
anything
believe
that
in
Like the
the
will
person.
to live.
In anything that we do, belief is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's already proven in science. And it's not that it's different or synonymous, but in being a Hilot, there has to be some faith in there. And when you just think, when you have faith in something, you even try to relax. And that's again the key word of a modern word of when we know how to relax, because things are happening, we know that it's being offered to us, that's the body will heal on its own, or it enhances our body to heal.
I have a question for
itself.
Shaina. Shaina, is tarot against the Catholic religion? Is it contrary to the Catholic?
My religion teacher says so.
Our religion, it's against
true. It's against it.
It must be against it.
Is it something we should not believe in, or we
well,
commit a sin?
I come from a Christian background. Well, I'm not so much involved in the church now, but because of my Christian faith, that's kind of what got me into tarot card reading. There was no professor who taught me this is what this card means, and therefore this is how you go with your clients. It was all faith. And I was just simply at a low point in my life, and I was asking God, please show me what it is that I'm missing. So in some ways, depending on who believes it,
That's right.
I think it can go with your Christian or Catholic faith, and in other ways, it may not.
You've heard it said that tarot is a tool of the devil.
Yeah.
You've heard that, right?
That's why
I've heard
I'm
that, yeah.
so like hesitant to
I know,
go
I'm scared.
to
Like, tell me
reader.
something bad.
Well, with intention or magic, for me, those are synonymous. There's good magic and there's bad magic. So there are light workers who have the intention of bringing out the best in people and showing people what their best abilities are. And then there are some people who simply have the magical capabilities, natural gifts, and use that to bring more income for themselves.
Just if I want to talk to somebody who passed away, is that the kind of reading that you do?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
That would be
Can you do that?
mediumship. However, there are some people who have abilities. Sometimes I do pick up on people who have passed away, but I tell my clients I am not a medium. I know somebody who you can talk to, but sometimes we'll pick up on other random things.
If you see something dire in a person, do you tell him or her?
Yeah, for sure. I
Really?
never, ever sugarcoat anything.
I'm gonna go to you.
That's just
Like if you see
disservice.
somebody like
Yeah.
you are supposed to be traveling, don't go on that date. Do you say that in those terms, something like that?
Somewhat, like that is more so intuition at that point. Like I will feel it in my gut, like I'm not getting a good feeling about you going on this trip. I will say
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Again, that's up to you, but just be
That
careful.
would get me so
I
paranoid.
was so freaked out. I mean, I was walking in Soho one time, and this lady kept following me.
Yeah.
And then I want to read your your fate or something like that. And for a certain amount of money, saying no, I'm not going to pay anybody.
It's like, no, I was in the mall with my ex, and then this person grabs me. She's like, I'm so sorry. I feel a very negative vibe.
But that's
around you." I was
wrong.
like,
That's not the right thing to do it.
So what do you tell? What do you say about those tarot readers on the
mean,
street?
It's all about consent, first of all. You know, I don't read for anybody who hasn't asked for my, you know, who hasn't given me the consent to do that. Typically, what I recommend if you're not asking for a reading from me is make sure they have a website. Make sure they have references. People, you know, ask around, ask if they've done readings for other people and ask them how their experiences.
It's like Yelp.
Yeah.
Like you basically have to vet
exactly.
the person.
So why do those tarot readers charge a lot of money?
Sorry?
Why do some tarot readers?
Because
You gotta make money.
Well, it's all relative. For myself, I charge what to some people may seem like an exuberant amount, and to some people will see it as an investment towards their healing and towards their health. But that's also why I do sliding scale for those who may not be able to afford it. Other people, and this is also why I decided to do tarot reading professionally, because I had experienced somebody like that in Soho actually, who read my
Probably the same
palm,
person.
and then she read my cards and then said, your solar plexus chakra is really blocked. For X amount of money, I can unblock that for you.
Wow.
And that's how they get you. They get people who are in their lowest of lows because they could see that vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like now it's important for me to really
I think I have a
speak that.
sign.
We do have to close it up a little bit right now. I know, we just got right into it.
I thought that was a business model.
I
Go
know.
ahead.
I do want to just take some time because Grace, did you want to just talk a little bit about your book, because we are going to ask the last question.
Oh, so this is my book, and let me start with the cover. The cover is also a painting from Art Zamora, and this is the Babaylan, which is the ancient local Filipino term for healer.
And you could also find out more information
Right.
about Baybaylan from the Center of Baybaylan Studies, which is a great resource. We are just going to be tapping into maybe in another episode, but we don't have too much time.
So
but where
it.
can we get your book?
Oh, you can get it from Amazon or from connect with me at www.graceasagra.com.
Great. And so now my last question, really quickly, is what is one way we can instill a more spiritually healthy life?
Meditation and visualization.
Okay. And then
It's
Grace?
interesting because I have that also. You know, you have all that nutritious food and other healthy lifestyle, but meditation is your coating of everything. And if you have a regular meditation, you'll surprise yourself.
I love it. So
Starting
I have
tomorrow.
to order my own meditation app now.
Headspace.
So you can follow Shaina Rae on her Instagram at the Shaina Rae, and learn more about Grace's book, like she said, and her work at www.graceasagra.com. Thank you again, Shaina and Grace.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat to our Makilala TV team, Jen and Cristina, and of course to all of you, our viewers, for your continued support. We'd like to now welcome Shaina Rae to perform her original song, Up.
Let's take a trip top down in memory lane, where the vibe's insane, where we cast our dreams away. We could take it down, 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 or up, down, bust it to the floor, touching toes and back around, flying coast to coast, up in coach from town to town. Took some time to figure it out, and we up, VIP in a club, no one messing with us. Girl, trust, we up, hey. We up, hey. We up, hey. Pressure's on, do you feel me? I just wanna be the real me. Remember the night in the back of the Benz, told you was barely gonna see me. Can't feel bad when seasons change, though vibrations melt away. Hey. take it down, down, down or up, down. Bust it to the floor, touching toes and back around. Flying coast to coast, up in coach from town to town. Took some time to figure it out. And we up, we up, we up in the club. In the club, no one messing with us. Girl, trust. We up, hey. Took a damn long time just to figure it out. Double takes imitating me just for the cloud. I got lost in my mind, face to face with my sin. Now they scared of the grind, cause I'm in line to win. And we up, VIP in the club. In the club, no one messing with us. Girl, trust. We up, hey.